In a spiritual existence, we train ourselves to not react in our thoughts, our emotions, our physical body to anything. It's like being able to hear a pin drop on a carpet. And we get here quickly. It's just a matter of faith that there is something higher. I call it God because it's always been that. And if you quiet yourself, calm yourself, don't react to your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, your body, your mind, even your soul. You're in this very quiet place. You'll know everything, you'll see everything, you'll perceive everything. You can free all the good people that you know. Can you imagine what a gift it is to be spiritual today? To not look out with dread or fear or consternation about the circumstance. To actually experience God looking out from your eyes, but you do not have eyes and you're not you in this world or looking at anything here. You're deconditioning yourself. There are many ways of doing this. I've done non-evaluative therapy on people, combat veterans and so forth, all of it for like 50, 60 years. And just by listening, by being there with someone, by not let people feel free around the truly spiritual person. So they'll let go of their case. And that'll be 1 in 10 people or 1 in 100. It doesn't matter, but when they're with you, they know they're in a safe zone. And from time to time, they'll express that. And a little thank you from them is enough to keep you going for the next 2 months. Now the point being, as far as our relationship to the everyday world, is that there are no heroes out there. There are people who have transcended by not being anyone. And if we're spiritual, we have no ego in this world. We are humbled to a degree that is unimaginable. We hear a pin drop. But we see heaven. Imagine the power of that, the decency and the wonder of that. I say decency and wonder because from that you can heal, you can help, you can redirect, you can encourage all the decent people in the world. I'll make a point, very important right now, is as you're deconditioning yourself, you can be writing your issues on paper, whatever it takes. Nobody in the world is what they think they are or you think they are. There are no tough guys or pretty ladies or this. Everyone has been conditioned by, I have to be very direct, by Satan. It's a very dark force, this world. If you're spiritual, you can follow this instantly. It's no big deal. Everyone is conditioned to believe they are this person or that person. You see the big tough guy in the gym, it's like he's been trained to be that, and that's not a strength. Hearing the pin drop, that's the beginning of your journey. In other words, this dark force made, well, if I do this, if I do the other, I got buddies, they're football players, whatever, and I love them dearly, they're all my buddies, but they were trained to do this or that, the other, to achieve, to get ahead, to be tough, to be strong, to be this or that. And if you don't react to any of these inclinations to be somebody in this world, and if you're spiritual, you already follow me 1,000%. If you give that nothing, then you don't need to be afraid, you don't need to be tough, you don't need to be beautiful, you don't need to be sane. You need to be humble. When you wake up in the morning, you won't find yourself breathing. You'll find your heart pumping with eternal wonder, kindness, a supernatural joy that cannot be described in human words or thought forms. And with that word thought form, everything is a thought form in the world to the spiritual. If you're spiritual, these words are boom, absolutely. That's what it is, that's what we study, that's what we believe, that's what we know. And we're simply hearing it again. Used to be a statement, let go, let God. And it's true, but it's that simple. And that's a dumb sounding way of expressing it, but it's true. Just maybe you can train yourself to breathe through your nose and just that way the air is purified on the way down, and you can concentrate on that, or you can concentrate on holding your breath for 20 seconds, or then a minute, and then 2 minutes. And it's like all these things are no big deal, but just do any little thing that helps you train yourself to move a step further every day of the year. Every afternoon at 3:15 years ago, I wrote down something that I knew I understood of God. And then the next day, and then I had 1,200 pages, and I made a book called Heaven, and my goddaughter Whitney put it together because I gave her the first copy many years ago, just after she's very young, but that I wrote. Came to me, the whole book in a vision in 1968, I guess. And I wrote it down 10 years later, 8 years later. Went out, learned how, got an Olivetti typewriter, learned how to type for a week, even though it was hard to be around people because I was living alone in the Redwoods, and put it together, and she got the first copy and decided to print it. And I look at it now and realize that what I felt then, which I knew no one could possibly believe, they would read it and feel the presence of it, because the truth is the truth is the truth is the truth, and has a certain ring to it. But no one understood it, and you still can't understand it. All it says is this doesn't count, this isn't here. Only the one you love. And that's it. There's nothing else in this world. You're never born, you'll never die. Let go of your conditioned experience by not reacting to any of it. Find different ways. I've got many videos and books about it, or whatever, and I train people individually or with groups to this, to not react, to be interested in someone and not react at all. Then if someone's thinking anything, it'll feel like you're getting headshots. But if both of you, like my buddies that train martial artists here, Greg is a teacher, we can look at each other and not react at all. And I have many genius friends, my friend Rosenberg, that we set up courses, and you have to train yourself to not react. I beg you with all my heart and soul, train yourself to not react, please. For your mother, your family, your friends, your lovers. You'll find a child's simple joy is more than all the armies of the world. And when you're in this place, you'll be aware of all the pain and trauma and hardship in the world of the people that are lost. The people are the lost are the ones who believe they are a body in a place at a time. In Buddhism, it was, well, I forget the statement, but basically that life is suffering. But what it means is if you believe you are your body, that's suffering. As soon as you transcend that belief, you transcended suffering. You'll still experience it more than everyone else in the world will, because you'll feel God's pain for all of it. I'm certainly aware of the traumas of 8 billion people. But I don't carry it more than a few seconds at a time, because I know staying in the Pure Land will lift those I love and care for. Meaning all the human beings that care, that live, that love. It's a very tragic circumstance, but we volunteered for it, We came here, we appeared in the 1/trillionth of a trillionth of a section of infinity, where God doesn't exist, where you have this being called Satan. In the Bible it says it was a certain being from heaven. This is just a very scary thing. I'll look at Satan right now in the eye, and it's a big deal to be here, to not budge, because it is utterly complex. Like an electron microscope, if you're not concerned this way, so you decondition yourself and you can do depossessions. You understand? It gets very deep, very profound. You'll be very proficient at it. Please decondition yourself.